Small people. Yeah. Hi. My name is Stefan, or Hansel, according to Will Davis, and I'm a third-year design and production student at NHB Breda, and with a focus on production. And I would like to talk with you today about the human factor, or how you as a team avoid killing each other. So that was the part. And we talk a lot about techniques and approaches, that what would be the best in game design and developing games. We also talk about planning the project. But planning advice is one thing, and the execution is an entirely different one, because we are all individuals and we are all different. Or most of us. And team management often takes more time than actual project management, because the amount of time that is needed to fix things, etc., to help people, is actually unpredictable. So, possible reasons for that is that people can react in unpredictable ways. Life happens. Bonus points for Nessa before pointing that out. And there are infinitely more reasons that can actually happen. So, you definitely need to take care of that. The problem is that bad team management can actually break the entire project. So overall, the different individuals and bad team management can lead into people hating each other because things are not working, which leads into breaking the project, and no one wants that. So I kind of condensed that to the originally 11 best, but due to the time constraints of 10 minutes, 8 best reasons, 8 best tips to avoid killing each other. Number 1, teamwork is everything. Teamwork is necessary to make a game. It's expected by the industry, and it's actually quite fun when you're getting into the flow with the people. And as the lovely Bart Heusmann pointed out to me, actually getting into the flow with the people and helping each other, having it piece by piece, and then putting it together to the actual puzzle is a lot of fun. So, and what's important for that is that you are humble, because no one can make a game alone. Well, most of the people cannot. So producers cannot make a game alone, artists cannot code, programmers haven't learned game design, designers cannot produce art assets, and no one wants to take the fucking responsibility of doing all that stuff, and taking care of all that stuff, and being responsible for all. So, except the producer apparently. So, you're all in the same boat. So make the best out of that, out of the situation. So, number 2, trust each other. It's tricky, right? It's mainly an advice for leads. You cannot do everything alone. Give people responsibilities, it makes your life easier, test things out, how far you can go with people, and occasionally a bit of distance is not bad, because it helps to get a better overview, it helps you trusting people, and great things are in general achieved when people work more freely. So just keep an eye on the progress, it makes your life overall easier. Number 3, let people do their job. Each department has its own specialty, so let them focus on their specialty. So you can give feedback, but I'll make it sound like you know it better. Producers have a better product overview, so it makes sense to think about what they say in terms of where the project is going, how much time it actually takes, etc., etc. However, they are not in control of the creative department. Producers are responsible for that a project can be delivered on time and on a certain level of quality, but not making the decisions in a creative way. Feedback is always welcome, because everyone can give feedback, from designers, artists, programmers, producers, janitors, even the vet of your cat. So it's basically everyone can actually contribute something and can give great feedback. So definitely take that in consideration. If there's a disagreement between departments, come a bit closer. Sometimes a compromise actually helps and solves most of the problems. So number 4, that's quite important, use common sense. Don't get emotionally involved regarding decisions, because it's sometimes hard. Everyone being enthusiastic about a project is a great thing, but not regarding certain decisions. Forcing one thing basically in there is extremely tricky, because it's like you want to have a feature in there and you really want it, but sometimes it's not the best idea for the project itself. So sometimes you need to let go of that, which comes to the next point, because cuts need to be made sometimes. Just because a producer does something, it doesn't mean that he or she likes doing it. Cutting features sometimes it is necessary to finish a project on time and or on budget. So sometimes there's no other way around that. The trick is there's a reason why these things happen. As a producer, in the lead position, share the reason with the people so they can understand. As the creative part of that piece, try to understand it. It is sometimes just necessary, there's no other way around it. Overall, it's also a good tip is the project has priority. The project secures the job or the grade if it's a school project, and the jobs of multiple others, all the team members. So your work is one essential part of that, one important puzzle piece basically, and then everything fits together. So it is important that you meet the deadlines because otherwise other people cannot meet the deadlines, etc., etc. So not meeting the deadlines actually means meeting problems. So compromises, as I said before, are necessary regarding these things. Especially in case of people being unreasonable and stubborn, which actually happens quite often. So sometimes this is the easiest way to solve things for everyone. So don't let your ego get in the way. Everyone wants to create something great. If you don't let your ego get in the way, then you can definitely achieve that. That's actually quite a life advice. Treat people with respect. Just remind yourself how you would like to be treated when you're in a difficult situation. You go through the project together. As said, there's no I in team except there. And be nice to people or don't be an asshole. You might not know what is happening in their lives, so it's actually that you can be quite helpful. And if you see it more from an egoistic perspective, they could be your boss one day. You don't want to screw it up with your future boss. Contacts are extremely important, so don't screw it up. And nobody likes to work with an asshole. Yeah, the last tip, listen and give feedback. Giving and getting feedback is always important. It is one of the most important things because it is the easiest way to improve a product and to improve your own performance. Because if you work on a thing for 20 hours, it is pretty much likely that you get it into the tunnel vision and that you cannot judge it yourself properly, even if you think you can. So getting feedback makes you realize how good your performance is, and good feedback actually motivates people. Feedback is also meaning that if you do not like someone or if you have a problem with someone, to talk with them about it if it is necessary. So the easiest way to solve a situation like that is actually to talk about that. So most of the time the person didn't mean it like he or she said or was stressed or something else. So it's actually easily solvable just by talking about it. Feedback always improves the situation. So to conclude, nobody expects you in a team to be best friends. You are a team, so act like one. You are a unit, respect each other, talk with each other, stick together. It is basically, if you say it more romantically, you against the world. So make the best out of that and be rational. For God's sake, please be rational, because it makes everyone's life easier. It's the base of everything. And if someone asks you a question, or do you want to have a certain feature in there, and your supervisor or producer or lead tells you that it is not possible, and you did it with a rational approach, then you have something in your hand that you can actually use as an argument, as a point, and that makes your position way stronger and makes it way more likely to have something in the game instead of, but I think it's better than something else. So show the world that you're a team, and you will achieve something truly amazing. Thank you for listening.
There is some time for questions. Thank you for an awesome and looking and very good presentation. Do you guys have any questions for Stefan? Is there a show of hands? There, some.
You said there were 11 points on Yoga, right? Just give us a quick summary of the other three.
I said that there were 11 points in the beginning, and I should give a quick summary of the other three. Honestly, I kind of merged it. Yes, I lied. I'm sorry. I merged it. efficiency. So German. I'm sorry.
Is there another question for Stefan? One in the back, Thomas.
How often should people have their producer?
How often should people have their producer? Often. No, it depends. Actually, a hug is actually quite good when you're stressed. If you see your producer stressing around and running around, that also is pretty good for everyone else in the team. Give the person a hug.
I think you need just as much hugs as necessary to get the work done. Alright, last question before we can get back to games and frivolities.
Big word.
There in the back, I saw it go up first.
When you start up a new project with your team, what's the first thing you need to worry about?
If we start a new project, what is the first thing to worry about? People that might know me know that I'm basically worrying about everything, so it's not really that's like a thing that only happens at the start. It is hard to determine. You're a student at NHTV?
Yeah.
The problem is that you start at, if you're a producer or lead, you start at the same time as everyone else. That is the main problem, because you need to set up everything that, I like to say, to keep the car running. So other people can work and then take care of everything else. So the first thing to worry about is, do you have a structure? Can the people actually work? Can the people actually do their job? Because your job is that they can do their job. So try to set up documents, just the rough start. It doesn't need to be like well organized, it's just something that keeps the car running basically. And then if you have a bit of air after the first 2 days or something, then try to set up step by step. That's the easiest way to do things, and not necessarily the most reasonable, but it works quite well.
Alright, thanks.
Alright, another round of applause for Stefan.